We are less than 2 months, or if you like, barely 1 month away from our national election this year. We hear statements and messages, and we can feel how the tension is rising. That which justifies why close to our election, religious bodies and all other organizations are still rallying around the very subject of peace, for fear of what can happen to our nation if violence breaks out. And that is why we must commend the vision bearer, who has been very thoughtful. This is the second subject of national importance that he has convened. The first one was about our moral vision of our country. If you can give him an applause, I really. What amazes me is that he's not an old man. If we were old, then I said that, oh, because he's advanced in age, so he's now thinking he's sober, he cannot. Like those of us who know when you were young, you were very active. When you are getting old, the slower you become. When you are getting old, the more thoughtful you become. So we associate even wisdom with older people. But it's somebody I see as a young man. Apostle, anytime I look at you, and yet he's able to assemble this multitude, and they all join him because of the purity of his mind and the force of the purity of the mind that is behind him to be able to organize this. I think we must all rally behind him. We have only one Ghana. I have traveled for election observation in some countries. I've observed election in Kenya. I've observed election in Liberia. I've observed election in Nigeria. But the one that gave me so much shock of my life is that of Liberia, when I saw this extent of devastation in that country as a result. And anyone who has not seen war before will never understand the value of peace. If you've not seen or a semblance of it, if you like, if you travel to Rwanda, ask them. Ask the people of Rwanda. When the Tutsis and the Hutsus, who virtually are speaking the same language, had to kill themselves, and other nations where we know violence has broken out. So, with the voice of the eminent Chief Imam, we want to call on all of us as a nation to rise above our political interest and put Ghana first. In that regard, we just want to plead with our political actors to be careful not to make inflammatory statements that can ignite or stoke the embers of violence. Our young people, this nation is for you. For those of us who are old, we are not growing any younger. This nation belongs to you, it belongs to your future. Be careful how you can be deployed. Be careful how you can be deployed or used as tools to visit violence on political opponents. Be careful about that. Because in violence, we destroy the achievement of yesteryears and very difficult to rebuild. State institutions that have the mandate to ensure we have a peaceful election, fair and transparent election, we want to call on the EC to do the best to ensure the integrity of the process. The police must also do their best to ensure that they maintain the highest standard of professionalism so that we are able to keep the peace on our country.